So now in this part we will discuss about ACD command, that is stream editor. Basically, stream editor allows you to filter and transform the text, right? So let's have a demo on ACD, like how ACD command works. So we have already created an ACD underscore demo.txt file. Let me just open it and show it to you. So you will find it uh, a paragraph we have added over here. So with with the help of ACD, we can change any text in this paragraph using some pattern. So let's take an example. Here we can see. Let's take example like if you want to change Unix to Linux. So whatever you see a word Unix anywhere in the any line, so that can be changed using ACD command. So to do that, so command would be like ACD in single inverted comma s slash, then what word you want to replace, okay, with what, and then slash, and then give the file in which you want to do changes. So if you hit this command, so it will do those changes anywhere you want. So uh, so this command will just show the output, like how that paragraph will be look like. Okay, so if you open this ACD, so there is no change as of now, but yes, we can do changes in this file using ACD itself. We will talk about that in a later part. So so this is the help. With the help of this, you can change uh, anything you want in your text file. So another is like, let's take an example. As we know, there are so many Unix words are in this paragraph at each line, but you want to change only second word from each line. Like if you take example of first line, there are three Unix word, right? First, second, and third. But you want to change only second occurrence of Unix word at each line. So in that case, what you will do, like you just have to simply add over here two. Not just two, anything you can do. Like if I give it here two, so it will change only second occurrence of Unix at each line in that paragraph. You can see only the second occurrence is changed. Okay. If I want to change the first occurrence only, then I can give it first. So it will just change the first occurrence, rest will be the same. Okay, same you can do as you want. If you want to change globally, like all Unix values should be changed to Linux, so you can simply add a G stands for global in ACD. So if you hit it, it will change everything for you. Wherever it will find Unix, that will be replaced with Linux. uh, in again, right now we saw like if we give /2 or /1, it just change the second occurrence of each line, right? But if you want to change only those Unix words at that line only, so you can go with G along with that line number. Like let's suppose if I give 1G, so it will just change. Oh, sorry. Um, I made a mistake. Okay. Yeah. So if you give 1G, so whatever comes after 1G, all will be replaced. Let me change to another, so it will be better for you. Wait, that is right command. So let's see now. So if I give 2G, so it will not change first line, but rest line will be changed. So it will skip the first line and it will do changes in or all rest of the lines using this command. Okay. So okay. Now uh, you want to change only specific line, right? You just want to do change the specific line only. So command will be the same like this. So you know, like this will change everything uh, in your like, okay. So what it will do, like it will change the first word of every line. Now you want to do these changes only at specific line. I just want to do it change at third line of my paragraph. So I can give the line number over here space, just hit enter. So it will just change at third line only. So this is how uh, you can do changes. Okay. Okay, now you want to uh, right now what you can see there, you can just take a, you can see that changes as output only, but you want to write those changes to that same file. So in that case what you will do, let's suppose, let me remove this, and I want to change Unix to Linux slash G. Globally, I want to change it. Okay, so -I will be the command that will do changes in that same file. So if you open this sad demo.txt, you will find each and every Unix is now replaced to Linux. Okay, so this is how acd is helpful in Linux to do file system level operations. Okay, now coming to the next part of our session is system administrator task. So in this we will be talking about process management, then job management, then how to mount device. I will give a demo like how we can mount uh, a EBS, a volume attached to that VM, so that I will show you. Then how to take backup, then how to handle user accounts, that we will cover, group permissions, and we will talk about YUM, that is software package management. That is, we will talk about that uh, now, and then we will talk about network, basic networking commands to do network load administration, and then we will go on our shell scripting demo. Okay, so let's start with system administrator task. So first one is process management. So a program is set of instruction that tells a computer the task it has to be performed. When you run a program, those instructions along with other details required to manage the execution of the program are copied into memory. This is called running instance of a program or a process, and it is processes that we have to manage. So now you got this point, like whatever application you're going to run, it is going to run as a process only, which will be consuming some resource to carry out that task through that process. Okay, so process management in on Linux always starts with the init command. Like basically it initialize that particular process, then process goes into a running state. Once the task is done, then process gets automatically stopped. Okay, so there are different types of processes in Linux. One is daemon process, then user process, and parent-child processes. So what is daemon process? So daemon process is the process that runs continuously on the system, or is loaded into memory only when required. So you can load several daemon processes into memory during the booting of Linux. So example of common daemon processes will be, let's suppose you are running some cron job, or you have attached some printer to your Linux machine, so that line printer daemon will be run at the time of boot only, and it will be running throughout like that. Okay, and the done daemon process is usually identified by the letter D at the end of that process name. So let's find whether is there any daemon process is running in our current system right now. Okay, so see, so here you can see the system D hyphen login D, like, so daemon process ends with D. So this is nothing but a daemon process. Then this user bin SSD is the daemon process. Okay, this audit D is one of the daemon process. This RCP bind is not daemon process, it's a word. uh, so whatever, if you hit the command ps-ef, then it will show you all those processes running currently on your machine, that will be shown. Out of that, if you want to find which are the daemon process, so name, so those processes will have D as a suffix, as we saw right now, like uh, this POLK kit D is the daemon process, right? This triple SD is the daemon process. Okay, this system D hyphen login D is the daemon process, right? So they D is appended at those process names. Those are nothing but daemon process. Okay. Now the second is user process. So user process is also known as interactive process. Is a process run via Linux shell. All Linux shells provide a command line where uh, user can enter the name of commands and programs he or she wishes to run. So for example, like we learn about ls hyphen al. So this is also nothing but a process only, but this is user process, like user initiated this process, right, to get some output. So this will do its work and will get vanished once the task is done. So this is nothing but a user process. So if run any of the application, so that will be also user process only. Okay. Now parent and child process. Third type of the process. A parent process is any process that starts or spawns and controls another process. A child process is a process that initiated by another working in X Windows system, and you open and sorry. So a parent process is an process that starts or spawns and control another process. And child process is the process that initiated by the another process. Okay. So it can also be spawned by its parent process only. Okay. So okay. So what will be the output? Let's suppose uh, now let me tell you like this way. Okay, if we are doing ls star dot jpg is one of the parent process where it will where it will hit the command of listing all those jpg files, and now it will initiate another process to show those files on my terminal. So this is another child process initiated by this ls command just to show the output on the terminal. So this is how parent and child processes works. Okay. So now we are continuously looking into this command only, ps hyphen ef. So ps is the command is used to display the currently running processes on a Linux system. And if you know the function of task manager, yeah. So let's now compare it with our Windows. Like in Windows, we have task manager where we see all those processor where whenever our system gets hang because of some overutilization of any of the process, we go there and we kill it. So here also ps hyphen ef is work, it also works at same only as task manager does, like where we come to know these are the processor running like that. Okay. So ps is the command to see the processor. So ps hyphen ef we use, which shows us all the processes is currently running on that particular Linux operating system. Okay. Now let's suppose, okay, let me tell you one process I want to start. Okay. Okay. So let's suppose watch hyphen watch hyphen n what hyphen watch space ls. Now what I'm trying to do, like I'm trying to run this ls hyphen l command in a loop. Now let me show you. Now I'm opening another tab. There I will show you that command is working. Okay. Sudo su yes, hyphen ef grep ls. Okay. you can see here this command is continuously working. Now I want to kill this command, right? So the command to kill any running process is kill -9, and here is the process ID. So uh, this is the user who has initiated that process. Then this is there will be a unique process ID for each and every command. This will be the timestamp where it was when it was started, and this is PTS/1 is nothing but which terminal it is using. Okay, so now if you want to kill this particular process or any process, you will have to copy this process ID and paste it after kill -9 command, like this, and just enter it. So you will see that particular process is killed now, which was running uh, before hitting this command. So you won't find this command. So this process is not available right now. So this is how you can kill the processes using kill command. Okay. Uh, Job management now. So when you start a program in console, the program runs in foreground. So uh, let's take an example like you are running a Firefox. So what it does, like it runs in a foreground only. You're able to see that Firefox is running. But what if you want to run that particular Firefox or any program in backend? You don't want to see the uh, what I can say, the output. Let's take an example of this only. This was ls-l command. As soon as you hit it, it will run in foreground only. That is nothing but you are able to see the output. But definitely it would lock your screen and you won't be able to do anything on that terminal. So in that case, what we do, like to run this particular job in backend, so we use ampersand. So what it does, uh, this process starts running background, there it will be running, but you will able to use a terminal for further work. So see now, so this is the particular process is now running in background only. Let me show you. Okay, so ps-ef grep ls. So now you can see here, like this process is running. This was the ps id it given, and same is here, right? So this is running in background now. It won't go unless and until we kill it with kill -9 command and the process id, this one. Okay, so this is how we do job management. Okay, so if you want to run any process in background which is running as a in a foreground, so we use ampersand to do that job management. Okay, now how to mount any device uh, to your machine. Okay, let me just walk you through that demo now. Okay, so I just want to show you, we have already attached one disk over here that is of 20 GB. Now we are going to mount this disk to one of the directory. Okay, so let's see, let's now do like how we can do that. Okay, so in that case, we do run command file -s/dev, and this will be the uh, disk id. Okay, that you will find over here only, nvme 2n1. So it will tell you this can be used as a data volume. Once that is done, so same you can do with ls-blk-f. Okay, here also you can see that your hard disk, this is the one. Now you will have to format it, so you will be able to use that hard disk. So to do that, we use mkfs command. So mkfs, let me clear it first. Mkfs -t. uh okay, then xfs, then the same, the directory NVMe 2N1 and just hit it. So it will format it for you and it will we make it ready to use. Okay. Now you want to mount it somewhere. So we will create one directory slash let's mount it to MNT only. We saw about all those file hierarchy system in Linux, right? So we discuss about slash MNT partition, right? This is the one cd slash MNT. Okay. Now we want to now we what we will do we will mount that partition over here using this mount command. Okay. So mount then your partition that is slash dev slash NVMe 2N1 slash MNT. Okay. Okay. Now once it is done, so now you can see that partition is mount to MNT now. Like then how you can check that this partition is mount to slash MNT. So there is a command that def-kh. So if you hit it, you will able to see here like yeah. So slash dev slash NVMe 2N1 which was 20 GB of partition now is mounted to slash MNT. Okay. So but if you restart this machine, so definitely uh, it won't be mounted as it was after rebooting this machine. So you want if you want to make it permanent you will have to do changes. One of the file that is vi slash etc slash fs tab. So here you can add the entry for that mount point. So whenever any restart or any failure happens to this machine, it will automatically remount that partition to slash mnt only. So to add that, first you will need to get UID of that partition. So same command lsblk then hyphen o and plus uuid. So if you hit it, it will give you the UID of this particular partition. You just have to copy it. Just again go into if etc fs tab. Uh, okay. Uh, as we know using YY we can copy this line and just enter P so it will copy it for you as it is. Just now change this UID that we copied from that lsblk command like that. And our partition is slash mnt, right? So just remove it and make it slash mnt. Rest will be the same data and just do this. So even if you mount like even if you unmount like if you want to unmount it, right? So how you will unmount? You mount command is there. You mount slash mnt. So you now see there is no mounted on. But now you want to mount it again. So we have already done entry in FSM. You just have to run mount hyphen a command. So it will automatically read data from etc fs tab entry and it will mount that partition again to slash mnt. Let's see whether it works. Oh, I made some mistake. That is why it was not mounting. Sorry. Let me do those changes. Let's open vitc fs tab. What we did like Rest is same. Mm. Wait a minute. Why it is not working? Okay, got it. I have to copy this and I'll have to give that over here. Without UID also we can do that. Paste will be the same, but still it is not working. It's so Yeah, but there is some issue with my machine only. But if you add this entry, and if you mount your like uh by mistake you mount, so using this mount hyphen a command, you can reattach that machine. Configuration looks same, but there is some issue in my machine only. It is not able to read this etc/fs tab file. But this will the configuration. You getting my point? Now let's talk about some archiving tools. Like we can archive uh, files. Like if you want to take a backup of anything, so there we can use archiving tools like tar, cpio. Okay, so do tar. Okay, let's again go back to our DevOps folder only. Okay, now I want to take a uh, backup of this whole folder, DevOps 2 folder. So what I will do, like tar hyphen c. Let me just clear it out. So tar hyphen cvf. C hyphen c stands for compressing. V for verbose mode. Uh, okay. Okay. So let me just show you what does it means. So V is for verbose mode. Um, F is for file. Uh, like file name we will going to give uh, to our archive. That is the the files we are going to take a backup, which will have some names. So that we give it through hyphen F, and C is for compression. Okay. So if I do tar hyphen cvf, okay, and my file name will be cvf devops dot tar, and my destination like what will be source, what will be archive. So that is one. So if I hit this command, so it will in verbose it will show like which file it is going to compress in the devops.tar file. So if you do ls-lrts, you will find this file devops.tar. Okay, just copy it somewhere. Like let's take it devops.tar from here, not cd, cp devops.tar to devops folder. Now let's come into DevOps folder. Sorry, do not let's not take it here. Okay. So here you can see our devops.tar is there. Now you want to uncompress it. We want to see what is there in the tar file. So we can use tar hyphen xvf and the tar file name. So it will untar whole file over here. So using hyphen next, we can untar any com archive file, like whatever extension with .tar, those will be unarchived with hyphen x command. So if you do ls and if you go into try to find DevOps 2, you will find this DevOps 2 over here. Just go here, do ls, you will find this file 1, file 2. there are so many files, right? So we went into wrong file. See here, you can see it. All those files came over here. So this is how we can take a backup of any directory or file using tar utility. So these are nothing but archive tools. So tar is we often use tar to do deployment, to take a backup before doing any deployment on our machines. So this is the one of the tool we can use to take a backup and again untar it with. So there is not just tar available. There are so many compression tools. So tar, so uh, archiving tools, and there is a difference between archiving tools and compression tools. In archiving tools, it won't compress the size of your full file. Let's suppose you have 2 GB of file, so it will not compress the size of uh, that archive file. So it will be the same. But if you want to compress the size as well, so there are compression tools available in Linux. Those are nothing but gzip is there, then bzip2 is there. Okay. Uh, okay, so these are the tools we can use to compress, not just to archive that file but just to compress. But but again we can compress that file to reduce the size of that overall archive file using these commands. Like let me just uh, do this with one of the. Okay, so if you do gzip and the extension will be mm, devops.zip and the source. Okay, let me check. It won't. We have tar file, right? So we can do this to tar or any file. So let me just show you to tar gzip and devops.tar. So if we do so, it has now reduced the size of the tar file. Okay. So now if you want to untar it, uh, so what you can use tar command, tar hyphen xvzf. Let me clear the window. Tar hyphen xvzf and that devops dot tar.gz file. So using tar by giving z along with that. So if you unzip any tar.gz file, so you can use this command xvzf. So this is how compression tool works. Okay. Now let's come to user handling section, like how we can create a new users. Okay, so there is one command called user add, and let's suppose you want to create a user devops. So once you hit this command, it will create a user for you. And as I said last time, like in slash home directory, it creates a separate directory for newly created user. So if you go inside slash home directory, you will find another directory called DevOps, which is just now created because of this command user add DevOps. So this is how we add user to Linux machine. Now, if you want to set a password for this user, so you will have to use pass wd command and the username. So if you hit it, it will ask you for a password. You can give a password over here. I'm giving root just for a testing. So this is how now this user will be accessed through password only. Okay. Now if you want to uh, change the directory of this particular user, you want uh, now let me show you. Like now, if once you do to use that user, you will have to use su command. So su and just give the name of that user, su DevOps. So it will redirect you to home directory of that DevOps, and now you can do operation through this DevOps user. You can see the present working directory as well, which is under /home/, DevOps. Let me Yeah, it is not went to here. Now, okay. So whenever you create, it doesn't give that home directory that DevOps. Now, if you want to uh, give the home directory that is /home/DevOps uses DevOps, so the command will be user mode -d stands for directory. Just give the directory name /home/DevOps and the DevOps username. It is already there, so why it is not sudo su -l DevOps? If I give this pwd, yeah. So su hyphen l, if you give su hyphen l command, then it will which is already assigned to that user only. We don't need to change it using this command. If you want to give another directory, let's suppose in home directory I have created another directory called mkdir DevOps 2. Now I want to assign this home directory to that DevOps user. So then only I will be using this user mode -d command, where I will be giving this name and hit it. So now home directory changed for DevOps. So let's see whether it is changed or not. So su -l DevOps. If you do this, then it will redirect you to pwd. Now the home directory changed. So this is how we can add user to Linux to use it for different processes. Okay. Now let's talk about etc/passwd file, which is essential file for any user. Okay, so etc/passwd file stores user account information that is required at the time of login to a computer. So let's see, now we created DevOps user. So if you want to log in through that user at the time of boot, so definitely it should have some terminal like bin bash or bin sh. So let's see whether it is assign it to that user or not. If not, then you will not able to log in through that user, and also you will not able to do su-l to that particular user. It is there in passwd file. That is the reason you are able to use terminal with the DevOps user. Let's see here. By default, bin bash is added. That is the reason you are able to use terminal through that DevOps user. If you remove this entry from here, you won't able to use this user to perform any operation or perform any uh, operation, I would say, on this Linux operating system. Okay. Now, if you want to delete this user, so the command will be user-del and the username. So now you can see directories remain there, but there is no user. Let's just check in etc passwd file. The user entry is deleted now, so that user is no more available to use. Now let's again add that user to work with groups. Okay. Now groups. So Linux allows you to create a group of users and give the required permission to them. So sometimes what happen there, let's take an example like in your organization, there will be a developer, there will be admin, uh, there will be a end users. Now everyone wants to uh, access the same machine, but in that case, admin only will have root access that he or she will able to do all the activities on Linux machine. Developer will not able to do all those activities. Developer will bound to some processes only and will able to read some files and some directories only. End user will not have any access. He or she just will able to log in into machine, but it won't able to go outside of its home directory. So these permissions can be managed through groups. So we will create a different form of groups like developer, end user, and admin, and in that we'll add those users. So let's create a group called developer. So to create a group add is the command, and we are creating a developer group. So this is the created now. Now you want to add this DevOps user to this group. So how you will add? So user add is the command again use, then give the DevOps user name, then give -g and a group name which is created now, developer. Okay. Okay, this is not a command. This is command is used to if you are creating a new user and you want to add it directly to the developer group. Along with DevOps, there will be a DevOps group. Let me show you that as well. It is there. Uh, so here you can see DevOps group is already created, but now I want to change the DevOps users group to developer. So how will we do? So there is a command chgroup, chgrp group. Just give DevOps name and to group which you want to change, that is to developer. Okay, so you want to add this. So this is not a command again. So the command is user mode -a -g. Group name will be developer and user will be DevOps. So now DevOps is now added to developer as well. So this is how you can work with users and groups. Okay. Now let's talk about Linux file permission. So basically there are three file permissions. RWX, R indicates the read permission. That is, the users are permitted to read and copy. W indicates the write permission, and next indicates that execute permission. So as we discuss about the hierarchy, developer, admin, and DevOps and end user. So same to give permission, we will using Linux file permission. So Linux controls unauthorized access to the files and directories by applying permissions on them. In an organizational environment where all systems are linked to one another, It is possible for user to have access to valuable information or read a private email messages. To avoid such situation, every file and directory on Linux system has an owner or a group for which you need a permission. Okay, you getting my point? Okay. So to give any permission, so we usually use chmod command. Okay. So let's go inside EC2 user again. Then go inside DevOps one. Now I want to change the file permission. Now if you want to see the file permission, use ls hyphen lrth command. So in that you will able to see the read write permission is given. Now I want to change file permission for this file to .txt. Okay. So if I give, I just want to make it available for EC2 user only. Rest of users will not have any permission to do activity on that particular file. So in that case, we will use chmod 400 and that file to .txt. So now you can see only only read permission is given to file to .txt to EC2 user. Uh, okay. Now I want to give read write permission to that file to .txt. So rest of other groups and other users will not have any permission. Only EC2 user will have permission to do activity on file to .txt. Now if suppose if you want to change the owner of this file, so in that case the command will be cho1. Then you will have to give here you can see the user groups is now changed to file.txt. So it is now only accessible. Now this file is owned to DevOps user only. So this is how you can have a ownership on that particular file or directory in a Linux. Okay. Now uh, coming to managing software. So in Linux distribution, we use the popular Red Hat Package Manager or RPM system for adding or removing programs. We discussed at the start of Linux series that we talked about, like Linux gives you a feature to download and install any software in a single command. So that is because of these uh, package managers only. So today we are going to talk about package manager, that is yum. So I ask you about the full form of yum. So yum's full form is yellow dog updater modified. So it is an open source package management tool that provides both command line as well as graphical interface for RPM based Linux systems. So this tool allows users and system administrators to easily install, update, remove, or search software package on a system. Okay. So how we do that? So let's suppose you want to install Nginx on this machine. So simple command will be like yum install Nginx. You don't need to specify anything. It will automatically search for this Nginx package and it will try to fetch it and install it. Let's see. It is already installed, I guess. Let me check for another. So I'm trying to install NetTools. Let's see whether it finds and install it. It is also already there. Every package I already installed it. Yeah, let me think of something else. It is also, it is must be there. Let me remove something. So now let's install Telnet. So to install yum install telnet, to remove yum remove telnet. So now it will search over the repository. It will try to find it and then it will download and it will install. Now let's see. It has downloaded it. Now it is asking whether we want to uh, install it. So just click on Y and just hit enter. So it started downloading first and now it is installed. Right now you are able to access this command. Okay. So this is how yum works. Okay. Now coming to uh, last part for this session, that is network and security administration. So network in the field of computers is referred to as a collection of computers that communicate with each other. So definitely when you will be working as DevOps engineer, we will be finding there will be multiple servers running in a cloud and those will be connected to each other. Let's take example of three-tier architecture. In that there will be a front end, then there will be middleware and backend. So front end will be some web application running on some EC2 machines. Then there will be middleware where Nginx or Apache like softwares are installed. Okay, and then there will be a backend where your backend services, and then there will be databases. So all those instances will be interconnected, which will be serving a single application as a whole. Uh, Altogether. So definitely all will be connected to network. So network is the essential part in a administration that you should know, like whether something happens between communication of two instances. So you should able to debug that through some command. So there are some basic commands available to do networking level debugging. That is ifconfig, then ping, traceroute, netstat, nslookup, dig, route, host, ARP, iwconfig, hostname, and telnet. But most of the tools which we use, like we use ifconfig, which gives you the IP of current machine. So if you hit ifconfig, you will able to see the IP of current machine. So this command is very useful to find the IP of your current machine. Then if you want to ping, whether you want to check whether internet is available or not from your machine, so you can use ping and you can give a IP of that machine where it can do ping pong. Like let's suppose I want to check whether internet is available on this machine, so I will try to ping to google.com. So there is a default IPs of Google's are 4.4.4.4 or 8.8.8. So if I hit to 8 dot, if I ping to 8.8, it should able to do ping pong and it will able it should able to get a response back from Google Chrome. So this is how we can check whether the internet is not available or not. If not, then we will start looking into that direction, whether it is banned at firewall level or any security group is not open to communicate with internet like that. Okay. Next is tracer route. Like to if you want to check uh, what I say uh, ops, like in income in internet world there will be a source and destination. So once some packet transmitted starts go from source to destination, it it go through some hops. So we can check those hops through tracer route command. Okay, so let's hit this tracer route command. It is not available. So now we try to ping pong to google.com through 8.8. Now let's check for how many hops it goes through to reach that 8.8.1, 8.8.8. So again, we'll write like this. Now you can check this many hops, like almost 12 hop, almost 19 hops it took to reach DNS of Google. So this is how we can check the how many hops it is taking to requested destination. Let's suppose you are running some Nginx. Okay, let me check whether Nginx is already running over here. Okay. Now by default port is 80. Now you want to check whether this Nginx is working or not. Like whether that particular port is open. We know like there will be middleware and front end. So front end will try to talk with middleware only through some port. So that port should be up and running. So to check whether the uh, port is open or not, so we can use netstack tulnp command. So here you can see the Nginx is running on port 80. So this is how we can check whether uh, ports are up and running or not. Okay. Uh, let's suppose you want to do you want to find the IP address of particular website. Let's take example of www.google.com only. You want to find the IP of that website. So for that you can use command ns lookup, then give a web address of that particular website, that is Google, web www.google.com. If you hit it, oh again ns lookup is not installed. It comes under bind tools. Bind utils. So ns lookup is there. Let's do www.google.com. You can check like it's now gave you the IP address of the www.google.com. There are so many IP address attached to www.google.com, but it gave you nearest one from your region, that is 142.250.200.4. So with the help of that you can find IP address of any website. Okay. uh, Now telnet is one of the command. So these are the whatever commands I tried to discuss with you right now. These are most actively used while debugging network related issues. So one of the tool is that is telnet. The telnet command is used to connect two hosts through the telnet protocol. It is also used to check whether a host is alive or not, or whether a network connection is fine or not. So like we did netset to NLP, but that will be done on that machine only where the application is running. But let's suppose from some machine you are trying to access Nginx. From there you won't able to check whether that application is up and running. So to do that, we can use telnet. So if we use telnet, then the IP address of that remote machine, uh, 10.1.1, and the port of that Nginx or any application. So if it's connected, so we can confirm, yeah, uh, the the end application is up and running, and there is a connectivity between those two servers. If it is not, if it is just giving this output at like trying 10.1.1 and then it will stop, then definitely there is some issue at application level, where must be maybe that application itself not working, or there will be some network related issue between those two servers. So this is how we can uh, do network related administration uh, and debugging through these commands. Okay.